committee was asked basically two questions. The first one was, what is the obligation of this community to this facility? We knew something had to be done. It's 35 years old. It has leaks, it has visitors upstairs, as some of you might hear during the day. It has antiquated systems. So it needs some work and it needs some attention. So we knew that as we got started. But the second question was, what is the opportunity? We have an amazing view. The building might not be up to our standards, but we had a great opportunity here to think about what the community might need, think about how we could enhance property values, think about, what the competition is doing. So it was in that spirit that we started out with this committee, or this committee started.
It's important to keep this bullet in mind as we debate how to proceed from here. Determine the best option for an improved community space for property owners. This is case C in front of you. It's about 6,300 square feet, which is not quite 2,000 square feet more than we have now. The functional space increases by about 40%. And you can see that there's the light blue areas at the top are some activity areas for events and for bridge groups. The darker blue or purple, kind of in the center there, is a lounge area. The peach colored space to the left is actually outside space that will be used for casual sitting in the evening. There'll be a fire pit there, comfortable seating, wonderful views. It'll probably be raised a bit. So this is case C. We realized that there was a bit of a challenge back at the time of I think it was the September board meeting. Because at that point, we had to say to ourselves and admit to ourselves, we hadn't really made the case now for additional space on the second floor. So fortunately, somebody smarter than us in the audience, I don't remember who it was, said, well, why don't you make the first floor, I use the phrase second floorable. Why don't you make the building so that it could be a two-story building somewhere down the road? And that's exactly what we did. Case C plus, same concept as case C on the first floor, 6,300 square feet, but we would include the infrastructure now for a potential second floor later. What do I mean by infrastructure? Stronger columns and girders, a higher roof to allow for a second floor, and an elevator. In particular, doing C plus now would avoid removing the roof and considerable operation disruption later. If we didn't do this work, we would have to close the community center at some point, probably for 8 or 10 months while we built the second floor. We didn't want to do that. So case C plus assures us that we won't have to remove the roof, won't have to close down the facility. I got a little curious this morning, and I picked up the phone and I called our architect and I said to him, Paul Basham, Paul, what would we have to do if we only implemented C, not C plus, and X years from now we wanted to have a second floor, we wanted to expand? He said, excluding the demolition, it would probably cost over $1 million. The real debate here, at least in the committee's opinion, is it worth an extra $500,000 between case C and C plus to avoid the pain that I just described?
But the thing about C plus, it does give us the options in the future, and that was, I think, the mindset of the board. And let's just go with C plus, which is a little cheaper, and then in the future we will have the options of considering whatever. But right now, it seems, as far as I can tell on this board, that the prudent, responsible option moving forward is no less than C plus.